I see a lot of people hating on. I see a lot of people hating on sports ball. And look, to one extent or another, I get it. It's the bread and circus of our time. I'm very self aware of that. I'm also aware of the fact that a lot of people get carried away and they make sports their whole entire lives. And when their favorite team wins Super Bowl, you see cities get burnt down. Well, I'm mostly just talking about Philly when I say that. And I guess in Europe, there's genuinely riots and looting and a bunch of crazy stuff that happens when soccer teams lose or even win over there. And I get it. Gambling is a huge component of sports now. It's almost as if they're interchangeable with one another. A lot of people just watch sports just so they can gamble. And I get it, there's people who just become so emotionally attached to sports, and it's as simple as it's out of their control. And if it's out of your control, why are you stressing and worrying and getting so emotionally tied up in these things? I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm very aware of all of these things. But I think the hate and the dislike for the sports ball, I think it just goes a little too far sometimes. Sports can offer a sense of camaraderie even between strangers. If I'm out in public or if I'm in a new spot where I'm unfamiliar with people or the area, if I see someone wearing anything Pittsburgh related, you already know I'm saying what's up to them. Like, that's my guy. Usually that means you're a cool ass dude. So, and if you have ties to a city, it truly can be magical when your city's team wins the championship or just does good in general. It's like there's pixie dust in the air and it just makes everybody just that much happier, that much excited, that much more jocked up. And things like fantasy football with the boys, man, I mean, it can be so fun. I love fantasy football with the guys. It's seriously nothing like it. A little friendly banter here and there, and trash talking, and getting bragging rights if you beat them. It's all fun, and it's better than watching some BS like Love Island or scrolling TikTok. I think that watching sports and watching the epicness, and you're watching athletes at the highest level perform, you can really admire the art behind it. There's art behind it. Now, obviously, in this day and age, unfortunately, a lot of sports can be really commodified, and it feels like the art behind it is sucked out because it's just so commercialized, quite literally like commercials all the time, advertisements all over the place, gambling advertisements all over the place. I get it, but watching athletes dominate, it can be really inspiring, and it gives me inspiration sometimes. And I'm like, you know what? I need to get after it. I want to be the effort that these athletes put into perfecting their craft and being at the top of the level. I want to put that in my daily life for all my endeavors and the things that I do. The one thing I'll say about the people who hate on sports ball, again, I can't stress it enough. I get it. There's so many aspects of our modern sports culture that's kind of cringe, kind of gay, kind of degenerate even. But there's just so many more things out there to hate on that's much more valid. Other distractions at that. Let us have our sports ball, man. Let us watch football on Sundays after church. Let us watch, the NBA championship, when it's getting warm outside and everybody is happier. Let us go to the ballpark and watch a ball game or two. I genuinely think some people need to stop hating. I think some people hate on sports ball because they're jealous that they just don't get it, or maybe they didn't grow up in a culture that celebrated it. And there's a sense of envy, a sense of jealousy. I mean, there's some people online who hate on sports ball so much that it's like, dang, son, like, did the CEO of football come and like kill your family? Like, why in the world are you so passionately against sports ball? And I can't help but think that's from a place of envy, a place of jealousy. I don't think sports should lead you away from doing important things. I think if your life's not together, maybe you shouldn't watch sports. Maybe you should be focusing on other things. Although I guess there is an argument, life kind of sucks right now, for a lot of people. Obviously, like, I know that, for example, I live in the United States, like, we've got it pretty good here. even though the economy kind of sucks, the house is unaffordable, yada yada. But, let's be real, times are kind of tough, especially for us young people. And it is nice to have a little distraction or two. I think to one degree or another, we do need distractions. We do need to escape reality for a little bit. We can't just be serious all the time and always like being like Jaden Smith and discussing the socioeconomic environment that we're living in. It's like, bro, relax. Like, just relax. Watch some sports, man. Again, I can't stress enough. I think there's other horrible alternatives out there. So I just don't understand why I've seen a rise in hate for sports in general. Now, sports gambling, that deserves all the hate that it gets. I will be honest. But sports and sports gambling are not the same thing. I know it's easy to want to like combine the two. There are people out there like myself who enjoy watching football for the love of the game. Yes, I have a fantasy team that kind of keeps me interested in some games that I otherwise wouldn't be interested in. But I seriously watch every football game because I just love the sport of football that much. I'm very passionate about it. And I obviously don't allow it to overtake my life. I do have my priorities together. Stop hating, man. Like, there's just no reason to hate. I think the hate should be directed towards much more valid things. Like Taylor Swift.